Welcome, Taurus. It's me, Barbara. Thank you for joining me. I've got your Celtic cross reading here. How are you? These are such uncertain times, and I've never expected to kind of be doing this for you. But I've got a reading here for you, and also some messages from the other cards, and it's so tuned in to what's going on for all of us right now. At the end of the reading, to raise the vibration back up again, we're going to do opening our chakra with the wishing bowl. And I think we're going to go for your throat chakra to help you to kind of express your feelings of what's going on around as well, because it can be quite, with earth signs, sometimes we're very sort of feet on the ground and more practical, so it might be encouraging you to help you to open up about any feelings you've got that might be going on around you. I mean, everything's affecting all of us, and we're all kind of working out, trying to get to grips of how we're dealing with things, really. Okay, but let's see what the reading says, because it is kind of, it's right here. It's just on it. Tarot is amazing. So in the centre of the reading, you've got the High Priestess card, and then we got the Wheel of Fortune upside down. So the High Priestess is talking about mysteries and unseen forces, things that are unfolding as they're supposed to, but we're not seeing everything at the moment. So we're being forced to kind of go within and find answers using our own intuition about what's the right actions to take. I mean, we haven't got an instruction manual. There is no one standing there telling us exactly what to do in our own homes. Yes, we've been told that, we need to it just seems so shocking to be even saying this. It's kind of bizarre. To be, not socialising, to sort of self-isolate and things like that. Yes, we've been told that, but we're having to go with our own instincts and our own intuition about how we deal with our everyday lives, pretty much. So the High Priestess is asking you to go within, and things will unfold. She's got an ancient scroll on her lap there, so it's saying things will unfold as they're supposed to do. So with the Wheel of Fortune upside down, I mean, it's obvious, isn't it? You can see what it's saying. It's like cycles of fate and timing and things like that, and it's saying really a huge hand has come in, and it's turned the wheel, and the tides have changed, and in essence what we need to do is let go of the control panel. We're not in control, and it's a time for us to step back and allow things to unfold, which are outside of our control. It's kind of like a destined fate kind of thing. It was supposed to happen. It's part of a larger cycle, and it was divine timing, if you like, that this huge change has come in, and we're feeling the massive effects of it right now. So this is where we're at, isn't it? And then lo and behold, no surprises, but the Death card above you. So, and below we've got the resting card. But with the Death card, I mean, it's obvious, isn't it? We can see what it means. There is a lot of people losing their lives right now. I hope that isn't affecting you directly, Taurus. But it may be that you're obviously, as we all are, worrying about people that we love around us, worrying if they're, going to be infected, or it just feels like we're talking about a movie, doesn't it? This doesn't feel like is this real life? It's kind of shocking. But we're in this situation. This is real. It's not a movie. So with the Death card, it's talking as well about cycles, again, like the Wheel of Fortune. The tarot is just so, it's on it. I laid these cards yesterday. I shuffled and laid them yesterday, and meditated on them really sort of last night and then throughout today. And this is me doing it now, because trying to get into, in a thought space, it's in a helpful way. I want to be helpful to you. So so with the Death card, it is talking about cycles, natural endings. We always have, before we can have a new beginning, we have to have a natural ending to something. So when time is saying that's no longer of use to us. So the way our system was, it wasn't for everyone's highest good. And certainly I can see that from my own family, the way the schooling is and everything. Nobody has time to do anything. We're all rushing around, and we've got so many choices, or we did have so many choices. We could travel here and there. We could buy whatever we wanted. Most people, obviously not everyone, but the majority of people had so much freedom to do what they wanted and freedom to buy things. And now we're sort of being asked to cut back and not be wasteful, and we're being restricted and limited. So we're seeing the death of a cycle, even if it's not talking about human lives. We're talking about a cycle that's it's ended, because even when things do go back to normal, people are going to be very aware of what's happened. It doesn't just switch back like that. I think this generation will stay. It's something that they'll be repeating to the next generations and so on. It's not something that will be forgotten lightly. So that's obviously what that's talking about there with the death card. And then below you've got this card, which is the Four of Swords, which normally I talk about it and say, very flippantly actually, I'd say, well, in ancient times the knight would go off to battle and come back and lay in the chapel of rest, or whichever place of where he'd rest in his casket that they'd lay out for him, lay in the casket and have rest and be relieved that he'd survived and give thanks to the powers that be. But obviously in this scenario, I'm thinking, wow, well, it may well be that someone actually, well, obviously it's not may well be, but there are people that are in a casket. So it's really moving. Wow, it's really, it's just strange. Okay. And then we've got around you in the centre of this position, it's quite amazing because we've got doubling up of a couple here. There's lots of couples. I mean, there's double meanings, or lots of meanings with them all, but either side of this huge scenario that we've got unfolding in front of us, or that we're right in the middle of now, you've got the Emperor on one side and the Empress on the other. So this can be saying that maybe you're worrying about parents perhaps, or it's definitely a male and feminine energy. I mean, you could be looking at your counterpart, your other half that you live with, but any which way, you're very well matched. So if it's your parents that are very well matched, or if this is you in your relationship now and you're in the household that you're in, but there's a strong male energy. So this is like typically Aries, so like a leader and a go-getter and authoritative figure, very organized and respected, all the masculine attributes. And then on the other side you've got the Empress, which is the female version, but she's fertile, she's creative, nurturing and mothering. So if this is your parents and you're worrying about them, then obviously this has come into the reading. It's talking about that. I mean, it can say that normally this is what you'd be like, but because of this situation, it feels like that's come between the way you've been. This is the middle. This is the whole thing that's going on, isn't it? We've got this huge situation that's kind of blowing us all out of the water, and then the normal kind of leadership roles and growth and fertility that we're seeing are just being completely turned on their heads. I mean, it can talk about on a more positive light. It could be saying to me that you might be in a household where you've got really good balance. Maybe the male energy in the household is stepping up and fulfilling the role of taking control and, giving plans and ideas of how you're going to cope. And then having the female energy in the house who's being loving and warm and nurturing and creative, finding other ways to keep people within the house, entertained and happy. Because I'm seeing a very earthy energy, because we've also got, which is quite unusual and really nice actually to see this, because you've got the real equal partnership of the Emperor and the Empress, which are very impressive. And also, just want to say, the Emperor and the Empress are all of the feminine and save for the Empress, that's all of the female queens put together, the four queens put together make you graduate as an Empress. And then for the all of the four kings, they join together to make the Emperor. So these two are very much positive, very lovely energies. This is really a respected and high level people that have got experience in life. They're they're trying to make things better for other people around them. So, you know, you may be at this time working hard to try and improve the scenario for your family. If you're bringing, you know, you may have children around, or just others that you care about, and you are doing your absolute best. And between you, you're a really good team. So, I mean, it can be that, because you've got this coupling again here with the King and finishing with the King of Pentacles, and you've got, so the Queen of Pentacles position is your energy going forwards, and then the overview card is the King of Pentacles, and we've got some more cards in the middle, but these two are very much earthy signs. So I'd say this is you, Taurus. This is your earth element, and then the King and Queen together, they are very much concerned with material needs and your physical needs. So obviously it's so clear, isn't it? Of course you are. We're all worried about, have we got enough food? What's going to happen with our finances? Everything's unclear at the moment, and it's very much at the top of your mind. So, but you're also being able to use your practical skills to do the best that you can to care for the needs of those around you. You're thinking practically, and just trying to do the best that you can with your resources around you. I mean, Taurus are not wasteful people. You generally, you know, I see you as being very, very careful with your money, you know, and careful with your resources. So I can see that, you know, you'll be looking carefully at what you've got and dividing out fairly, really. You wouldn't be wasteful. In the middle of these two, this King and Queen of Pentacles, you've got the in your domestic situation, you've got the Chariot, which is talking again to me about balance of female and masculine energy, or the light and dark. I mean, the Charioteer's got the black horse and the white horse, and they if they're pulling in two different directions, it wouldn't help, you know. So you're really joining together and trying to be a united force, you know, to make things the best that they can be, you know, the Emperor and Empress energy. So just digging deep and trying to make the best of the situation and pull together, really. That's what that's exactly saying to me. And on your mind is this card here, which is so apt, you know. It's just, it's sadness and loss, and this is on your mind. This is what you're worrying about, humanity. I mean, if you're the Emperor and the Empress, and the King and the Queen of Pentacles, it's very much worrying about the earth, you know, worrying about people and worrying about resources. And this is sort of saying about that. You're worrying. This is sadness. And walking away and learning from something that's been difficult and challenging. And the swords are usually up in the head, you know. So even though you can see these people look emotionally lost, the swords are very much about ideas and thoughts. So that it's up in your head, where you're worrying about what's unfolding around us all. That's what that card is saying. So amazing. But you've got this strength within you with this Emperor and this Empress. This is wisdom and experience here, you know. And then the King and the Queen are very practical, earthy type of people. So I would say even going out in nature as a Taurian, you benefit from that so much. It's really wonderful. And we've got a really good forecast in the UK anyway for the week ahead. So that greatly obviously helps as well. And then we've got the Wicker cards. We've got the Mare, and so this is talking about nurturing and loving energy with your loved ones around you. So it says, give yourself without reservation to those you love, and receive, and make sure it's not reflecting, and receive their love in return. And that's what I'm sensing with the Emperor and the Empress and the King and the Queen of Pentacles. Very what's the word when people are sensuous? It's like that, isn't it? It's a very sensory kind of warm and earthy kind of love. It's not a whimsical or flighty love. This is a solid love that you feel for your loved ones around you. It says, such freely given love is nourishing and sustaining to all of your endeavours. So it's absolutely that. And being protective of your loved ones as well, and giving your whole heart to those ones that you love. I mean, it's absolutely a time for that, isn't it? If we're being asked to stay within doors. You're doing this here, Taurus. I can see you're absolutely being loving and nurturing and protective to the ones that you know that are around you. So that's really encouraging, actually. And then we got the elm tree and the oracle of the trees. I got two cards, actually. They jumped out for you just before we do the wishing bowl. I'll show you quickly these cards. So the meaning for this one is communication, and that's where I thought it'd be quite useful to open up the throat chakra. And it says, the elm tree has lived beside humans for thousands of years, and he's our friend, basically. My wood is pliable and my leaves feed livestock. I can teach you to connect wholeheartedly with those in your life so your relationships become stronger and more satisfying. So it is about, talking. So the meaning with the elm tree is it's often been connected with the underworld. Again, we're talking about the same theme, I'm afraid. It's going through that too, but these are the cards that are here. So, in another 6 months or even in another few weeks, hopefully we'll have more positive cards. But I have to show you the cards that have come through, and it just shows me really how amazing the tarot is, and these cards, they so connect. So it says it's often been connected with the underworld because the ancient Greeks planted it in their graveyards, and in more modern times it's been used for coffins. In Scandinavian and German folklore, the elm marks the portal between the human world and that of nature spirits. Native Americans and Europeans have long used infusions of inner bark of elms to treat stomach complaints and soothe upper respiratory infections. And it says, be clear when talking to other people so they're able to understand exactly what you mean. Dropping hints or expecting others to read between the lines of what you're saying will only lead to confusion. And, it's just better, isn't it, if we can be clear about how we feel. If we hold our feelings in, it doesn't help others to be able to share with us how they're feeling as well. It gives them the opportunity to open up as well. So it's helping other people as well as helping ourselves. This one's a gorgeous tree, a tree as well. So the cherry tree is much more spring-like and hopeful. And it says, think of my beautiful flowers glinting in the sunshine. Imagine them dancing in the breeze to the signal of the death of winter and the birth of spring. I'm connected with the cycles of nature and can show you how to become one with them. And it says, do not complicate your life with anxieties. I know that's really a tall order at the moment, but concentrate on the beauty of nature. Again, we see you being out in nature. That's so good for Taurians. Concentrate on the beauty of nature and trust in the endless cycles of all living things. Keep your thoughts and intentions pure and honest, and treat others with an open and loving heart. And I see you really doing that, Taurus. That's really wonderful. Okay, so now we're going to go to the wishing bowl. So what I want to ask you to do is sit comfortably somewhere. So and it's just where you feel relaxed, and open up your shoulders and straighten up your spine so your lungs can breathe properly. And then we're going to take a deep breath in through your nose and release through your mouth. And then inhale one more time up through your nose and release through your mouth. Okay, so we're opening up your throat chakra, and if the colour is light blue or turquoise, and it's all about helping us to communicate, to encourage our self-expression and vocalizing our feelings and being able to share our truth. Yeah. Okay, so let's listen to the wishing bowl and think of the ringing sound as this kind of pure energy coming through your throat chakra, so obviously where your throat is, and just feel that opening you up to the energy so that you are able to share how you're feeling. Okay. Oh, okay, Taurus. Wow, I hope that really helped you. I found that really such a pure sound. So I'm hoping that was useful for you. Okay, Taurus, I'm going to be doing uploads. I've already done a coronavirus reading as well. So if you check out on my YouTube, and I will be uploading more on it and carrying on with my daily astrological readings for each sign. So do look out for me, and if you want to subscribe, you won't miss out on any of those. Sending you so much love and so much light, and we will get through this, and nature will still be there for us in most places. That, well, we're lucky, aren't we, where most people are. We can go out and visit the forest, or go to somewhere in the countryside, and it will help so much. Okay, see you very soon. Thank you so much for being here. Bye bye for now.